welcome back. Conversation is Ventilation. I'm your host, The Shimmick, and you are back in Spare Bedroom Studios today. Finally, we're back. We've been traveling. We've been shenanigan. We've been playing a little hockey. We've been just procrastinating a little bit. We've been having a lot of great conversations. So, may not be on the internet, but we're still out there having conversations. All right. It's been a weird one. It's been a weird day. So today, for all of you attention span of a goldfish people, I'm going to get right to the point. But first, I'm going to dedicate this to someone, and it's my show, so I can do whatever I want. So this one's for you, Dad. Dad is alive, and Dad is well. Living up in Blaine, Minnesota, 1,010-ish miles from my front door to yours. But Dad, I love you. This one's for you. I know you're watching. And the reason this is for you is simple. This was your idea. And we'll get right to it. Like I said, for all of you short clickers, for all of you swipers who don't want to sit through 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to break it down in the first 2 minutes. 140. What is 140? 140 days. Excuse me. 140 days. That's all it takes for the water to run under the bridge, for life to move on, for life to move on. What happened 140 days ago? In case you're wondering, we had a chief, Dusty Cheatham, take his own life 140 days ago. Only 140 days ago. And it seems like a lifetime, and it wasn't that long ago. But life has moved on. We're busy. Right? Life has a way of just moving on. Paying taxes. You're getting little Timmy to T-ball. You're trying to figure out how to make the RV payment this month. You're arguing with the wife. You're arguing with the husband. You're trying to get the kids to choir practice. You're trying to catch a little church on Sunday. You're trying to catch a little hockey. Okay? Next thing you know, another week has gone by. It's life. Adulting. They should have a class in high school called adulting. What's weird is I would teach that class if you promised free lunches. I'm that easy and I'm that cheap. But let's get right to the point. Dad, this was your idea. This happened a few months ago after Dusty passed away. And I was up sitting in your living room and we were having conversations. We've been having these conversations for 48 years. Okay, we've been CIVing. Dad knows this. I don't need to tell him anything. He's a smart man. Dad told me, he goes, son, go back to your fire department, get a box from Walmart for 88 cents, write Dusty Cheatham on it, and put it on a shelf. And I looked at him and I said, okay. We share a brain. We're the same person, just a little younger than him. I knew where he was going with it. He says, go put it on a shelf in somebody's office, or go put it in the day room on the top shelf of the cabinet or on top of the fridge, or go put it somewhere that's not, eye level, but it's in the room. Let it fester for a little while. Somebody eventually is going to walk up, the new guy, new girl, new first responder, passerby, parent. Somebody's going to go, what is that? Okay. It's a great idea. Dad, you got 100% credit for it. Okay. So here's the box. Dusty Cheatham. Okay. I was sitting there thinking, I could take a marker and just write Dusty, but I felt like he deserved a little more effort than that. So he got a little effort and just kind of catches your eye a little bit. Obviously, the CIV symbol is hopefully going to be branded into people's minds over the next 40 years. And somebody eventually, at times, is going to go, what is that? They're going to look up at this and go, what is that? It's sitting on a shelf. And maybe it'll move. People will move it. Who knows? There are no rules. Kind of like having a podcast. So, think about it. Think about Dusty Cheatham, and only 140 days ago, he was with us, and that horrific night, we were on shift. I was on shift that night, having dinner. I remember that night. It was 140 nights ago. Okay. It wasn't that long ago, but life has moved on. Life has continued. Life will continue to move on when I'm gone, when you're gone. We're all going to retire. We're all going to leave this planet. Okay. Right. That's not what we're here to talk about. Point is that this is a story that happened in our backyard. This is a story that happened to somebody we know personally. This isn't just some stat on the internet about first responder suicides or first responder deaths or first responder divorce rates. This isn't something about the military, how they're highly, more likely to suicides and all of that stuff. We have a tendency to see stats in one ear, out the other. We just don't listen until it affects you personally. Well, this affected us personally. Okay. And there's a lot of people that are still pissed off about it, but it just doesn't come up very much anymore. And it only took 140 days. So it's time to get the box out. And Dad, you were right. This is 100% on you and your credit. And so you might be sitting here thinking, we're 6-7 minutes into this. And if you're still with us, you haven't clicked off or moved on, or you're playing, TikTok or updating your Facebook page by now, and you're still listening, you're thinking, well, what's in the box? Good question. I'm not going to tell you. One, because simply, if you're curious enough, you'll search out the box when you do see it, and you will look inside it. Okay. You'll also be more likely to get emotionally and physically invested in it once you look in the box, and you'll be more open to taking a few minutes out of your busy day or shift or whatever you happen to be doing. When somebody looks at it and goes, what is that? That is your cue, if you feel the need, to tell a story or just to let them know who Dusty Cheatham was. It's as simple as that. 88 cents. Okay. Walmart. So very simple. I think at 140 days, which is today, at the time of this recording, it's been 140 days. And I realized that in another 140, I think it would be gone for the most part. And I'm not going to allow that to happen. So Dad, it was time to deploy the box. And it's a great idea. And anything that sparks a conversation and curiosity, because as you know, if you're a first responder, you're working in some department or an ambulance, or you're, the turnover rate, we got a lot of young kids coming up. We got kids getting hired at my department now that I work for, not my department, that are 20 years old. These are kids that were not even born when I was in recruit school. So it does not take long for someone to not know who Dusty Cheatham is. So it's our job to help pass that on. And it's our job to also open up the doors of the communication, of understanding what happened to Dusty, and not be afraid to talk about it, not be afraid to admit what he was struggling with and how he handled it and what happened and how we handled it and why we're going to try to do better. It all leads, if you're open to it, not everybody's the same, but it all leads to conversation. I will have that conversation with you until I am blue in the face. I'll have it one-on-one. I'll have it in an auditorium full of 10,000 people. I don't care. Okay. I've gone all in on this when it comes to CIV, and I've had tremendous amounts of one-on-one conversations with people. It's amazing. And those are all the things that will never be talked about, or, it's not a stat or a view or a click. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. It doesn't matter. If you're out there doing CIV, if you're out there being somebody for somebody else, blue shirts get blue shirts. Okay. So look for the box. Maybe there'll be 2 or 3. Maybe there'll be 1. I don't know. Start your own box. You guys, if you lose somebody, start a box. I don't know. It doesn't have to be this complicated. Kind of like conversations ventilation. 88 cents and a little bit of effort. 5 minutes worth of crafts. Could be a conversation starter for the next 20, 30 years. You never know. You just never know. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you made it 9 minutes and 50 seconds in, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking. Spotify for audio only. Apple Podcasts for audio only. If you're driving down the road to your second or your third job, you can listen to audio only. Spotify and Apple Podcast, okay? Just search Conversations Ventilation. I like YouTube just because of the video. I'm trying to record how sexy I am, because in another 15 years, I'm not going to look very good. So, got to get some video record of it. But I love every one of you. As always, stay safe, stay together, take care of each other, be the blue shirt for somebody else. Be the guy you needed, be the girl you needed, be the senior person you needed when you started. All of that jazz. Have a conversation. If you see the box, look inside the box if you want. Add to it, subtract to it. You'll see. It isn't that complicated. All right. Love you. Stay safe, stay together. Till next time.